right, ladies and gentlemen, WrestleDream went down last night. You're asking yourself, well, what just happened? We're going to dive into it. It was a really good show, not top tier like a lot of AEW pay-per-views, but it was still a good show. We had 4 matches on the pre-show, with Brian Cage defeating Atlantis Jr. to win the Ring of Honor television title. Anna Jay defeated Harley Cameron. The Acclaimed defeated MXM Collection, and they had a special guest with them that was none other than Rico, Billy's former manager. This was fun. And then the Outrunners and the Conglomeration defeated the Dark Order and the Premier Athletes. My favorite match on the pre-show is probably Anna and Harley and the TV title match. We open up with the main card, Jay White versus Hangman Adam Page, and this could have gone either way. I like this match. It was fun. It was very simple in the story. Hangman Page is on a rampage, and he tried to hang Juice. Jay White's not letting it happen. Hangman himself already took out the Guns. This was the opening contest, and it was a really good, smart match for an opener. Get the crowd involved. Hangman takes the loss, whereas Jay White got the W. He worked on Hangman's knee the whole match. He worked on the leg, so it was going to be hard for him to get those moves in. It started out slow, but really intensified near the end. That story of Hangman's knee being hurt really added a second level to this match, and Jay White gets a win in his first match back, but I don't think this is over, not in the least here. This could be the next stop in our feud until Hangman ends up facing Swerve again, but this was really solid. Then we had, my opinion, the match of the night, my favorite match, Mariah May defending the AEW Women's World Championship against none other than the love of my life, Willow Nightingale. No bias there. This was good. I wish you went a little bit longer, but for the 11 minutes they got, they really put in some amazing work. Mariah was always going to win here, and I think what we're doing is we're really holding out on Willow Nightingale winning the big one. She's already a former TBS champion, but we're definitely waiting for her to win that Women's World Championship. Mariah May is kind of just in a placeover until she never really moves into that feud with Mina Shirakawa, until she moves into that feud one more time with Toni Storm. But I love this match here. Willow honestly dominated a lot of this match. She had an answer for everything Mariah threw at her, but in the end, Mariah countered the top rope powerbomb into a hurricane and hit her with a Shining Wizard and then a Storm Zero for the win. I really enjoyed this match. I hate having to see Willow lose because of how popular Willow is, but this was very solid. Then we had Jack Perry defending the TNT Championship against Katsuyori Shibata, and this just kind of ended abruptly. Shibata, that's my guy. He dominated this match. Jack Perry really did not have an answer for any of the offense that Shibata was throwing at him. Even when Jack Perry kind of got some licks, and Shibata just really brushed it off. But the ending was very abrupt and came out of nowhere as Shibata hit a Death Valley driver, no one for a sleeper, but Jack Perry bridged into it, and Shibata's shoulders were down. 1, 2, 3. Jack Perry retains and escapes by the skin of his teeth. So after the match, Shibata's upset. Perry blasts him with the TNT Championship, and Dan Garcia runs in to make the save. They have a stare down. Perry bounces. Shibata and Dan Garcia show respect, and then MJF makes his return, and he and Perry start brawling until, MJF gets the upper hand as Perry hit Garcia from behind with the belt. And then it was on. He started beating him down until, he pulled the ring back out, chided the fans, and as he was about to knock out Garcia, Adam Cole made his return, and MJF bailed. Cole helped up Garcia, gave a fist bump, and that was it. Now, this is weird because you got to remember, Cole turned on MJF, and then MJF turned on Dan Garcia. So by proxy, now that MJF is bad, Cole has to be good. It's like what's going on with right now with Ariya and Roman Now that they're good, whoever opposes them is bad, even though Rhea and Roman have done nothing to become good. Then we had the International Championship match with Will Ospreay defending against Takeshita and Ricochet. And ladies and gentlemen, another top tier quality affair. We knew what we were getting from Ospreay and Ricochet, but the real star here was Takeshita using his power. The guy is so good. Don Callis definitely tried to get involved, but he failed. The shocker here was the heel turn of Kyle Fletcher, Will Ospreay's close friend, turning on him and ultimately helping Takeshita win the International Championship. I am happy that Takeshita has this belt. Now he can go in feud with Ricochet, whereas Will can go in feud with Kyle Fletcher. There's a lot of good moving parts here. This was good. It was full of shenanigans, but we got to see what's going on. It's going to come out after this. We had a backstage segment with Renee Paquette and Orange Cassidy. She was interviewing him until Jerry Lynn just came up and was like, listen, I asked for this because, yo, OC, you're that dude. And if you really wanted to, if you really tried, you could be the man. Just food for thought. Hook came up and was like, after Jerry Lynn left, he goes, you should listen to Jerry because he is the man. And they fist bump. Is this the Orange Cassidy mega push coming? Then we had Prince Nana in the ring, bringing out the returning Swerve. And Swerve said, you know, even though he's not healthy all the way, he's not 100%, he has been cleared to wrestle. MVP came out, interrupted everybody. He had Shelton with him, and he was like, yo, your boy's messing up. Prince Nana's messing up. You and I go back. We got history. I can take you to the top. And Swerve said, you know, listen, I get it. You and I go back. We have history. Shelton, I am kind of geeking out right here. You paved the way for a lot of black wrestlers. You are a living legend in my eyes, and we have nothing but respect for you, right? And Swerve's like, you right, you know what? We have been down. And he goes to Nana, he goes, look, Nana, I lost the main event at All Out. I lost my childhood home. I lost my championship. And Nana looked nervous. And then Swerve's like, but on the other hand, I wouldn't have had all those things to begin with. It wasn't for you, Nana. And MVP looked worried. Swerve told MVP he doesn't turn his back on family, and Prince and Nana is family. And he and Shelton were about to get into it, and they had to be broken up. It's not over. It's still this is still Swerve's house. I was really expecting Lashley to show up here, but they're saving that for another date. Then we had the Beast Mortos versus Hologram in a 2 out of 3 falls match. This is really good. We were just showcasing Mortos. We were showcasing Hologram. Hologram ultimately won the match 2 falls to 1. This was just so good. Hologram remains undefeated, and the Beast of Mortos shows that, yo, big dudes can move. There were some really impressive spots that really got the crowd going, got their energy back up. And it looks like they really want Hologram to be that next big lucha star. This is good. This is really good. Next up, we had Darby Allin versus Brody King. This was a great big man, small man match. Darby won, but he got his ass beat by Brody King. Brody honestly dominated this man. And I didn't know that they have fought 7 times before in one-on-one affairs, and Brody King is 6-1 in those 7 matches. But now he's 6-2. The ending came when they were using the steps throughout the match, and Darby has shoved Brody off the top rope when he landed on the steps. Then he hit a coffin drop on a Brody, rolled him back in the ring, and hit another coffin drop for the 1, 2, 3. This was an amazing affair to show Darby Allin's resilience. And we know the man is resilient. We know he's brilliant in the ring, and we really got a showcase for Brody King, and they showed respect to each other after the match. This was fantastic. Another match after that was the AEW World Tag Team Championships with the Young Bucks defending against Private Party. And ladies and gentlemen, I really love this match. The Bucks came out first, and then we had a vignette with the Amazing Red giving Private Party a pep talk that they needed to move on from partying and be more serious. You don't have to move on from partying. You just have to be serious and still party. Look at the Street Profits. Look at the New Day. But this was really good. This was honestly the truest of true showcases for Private Party. They kicked out of so many big moves from the Elite. They kicked out of the EVP trigger. They almost got that dub because there were a lot of good near falls. Private Party were super over with the crowd. The Bucks were the right winners, but this really was a great showcase. They won ultimately with the TK driver, and it hurt seeing Private Party lose because Cassidy was in the ring just like unconsolable, his face buried in his hands. And I think this might be the change that we need. This might be that loss that Private Party needed to really be moved for. I don't stop with this push. You can push all the tech teams. You can push Private Party. You can push MXM and the Acclaimed and the Outrunners and FTR. Rebuild that tag team division. But this was a really solid affair. Then we had the Ring of Honor World Championship with Mark Briscoe defending against Chris Jericho, who had Big Bill with him. And this didn't need to go 14 minutes. And it wasn't smooth. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't graceful. But it had the emotion that we love and we need and we get from Mark Briscoe. Jericho did everything in his power to get the upper hand. He hit the J Driller. He had the learning tree, Big Bill and Brian Keith helping him out, whereas Orange Cassidy and Rocky Romero, members of the conglomeration with Mark Briscoe, also helped out. This was what we needed. Again, didn't need to go 14 minutes, but Briscoe ultimately won with the Froggy Bow, followed by a J Driller, because we the kings of this, man. We the kings of this. And then we had our main event, the AEW World Championship. Bryan Danielson defending against Jon Moxley. Remember the stipulation, Mox is taking everything from Bryan Danielson. It's not personal to Danielson. As you know, he was saying that once he loses the World Championship, his full-time career is over. And guess what? His full-time career is over. Marina Shafir always kept giving Mox the upper hand in this match. And this was not a domination by any stretch of the imagination. Mox did his best to hurt Danielson, and Danielson did his best to counter everything, and it really was going back and forth. Mox kicked out of some moves, Danielson hit a couple knees and still wasn't enough, but ultimately the match was over when Mox gave Danielson a power driver on the outside exposed concrete, gave him a death rider, put him in sleeper hold, and choked him out. And Danielson is done. Mox is your new world champion, and he's a 4-time AEW world champion. This was a great main event, and the finish, well, that wasn't all of it. So after that, the rest of the BCC came out. They had the plastic bag. Yuta and Darby came out to make the save, but then Yuta gave Darby a running knee to the face, and he was inconsolable. He ended up putting the bag on Danielson's face while Darby was being duct taped, and security tried everything, but the BCC were taking him out. And I don't know what Yuta was thinking. He clearly didn't want to do it. Private Party and Jeff Jarrett tried to help, and it just didn't work until even before the rest of the locker room came out. They Pillmanized Bryan Danielson, did a stretcher job. Excalibur was almost in tears, his voice cracked, and this is how you end a pay-per-view to tell that story forward. Pay-per-views don't always have to end with the good guys winning. They just don't. This was a good way to end the pay-per-view. And the story going forward is going to be great. So the real question is, who is pulling Mox's strings? What is going on? I'm really curious, because there's a war coming. Darby's ready for war. We need answers from Wheeler Yuta. This is going to be good. But that is what just happened. WrestleDream 2024. We had a lot of good stories coming out of this show. Really good matches. My favorite match, my match of the evening, was the Women's World Championship match, followed by the Triple Threat International Championship match, followed by, honestly, the Tag Team title match. But this was a good show. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Come back this weekend for the High Risk Wrestling Podcast and whatever else we got to offer. Peace.